by Quill and Charm, my medieval elite. Welcome back to Long Live the Queen, the podcast where royal crowns come with bloodstains and every tiara hides a dagger. I'm your court jester turned gossip monger, and you've just turned in to Queen's Court Gossip, your weekly dose of scandal, so hot it makes hell look like a convent. And today, we're entering the lair of the OG she-wolf herself, Isabella of France, Queen of England, daughter of a mad French king, wife to a king who preferred his male favorites, and the woman who maybe, just maybe, ordered her husband's murder by red-hot poker. Grab your spiced wine, lace your corsets tight, because this tea is treacherously hot and medieval to the bone. Let's spill. Born in 1295 to Philip IV of France, nicknamed Philip the Fair for his cheekbones as sharp as his tax policies, Isabella is of royal pedigree with a side of icy glamour. Her father was rich, ruthless, and ran France like a Fortune 500 company. Her mom, Joan of Navarre, queen of her own kingdom. So when little Bella gets betrothed to Edward II of England, it's not just a marriage, it's an international power merger. But this fairy tale didn't come with a happily ever after. By age 12, Isabella is Queen Consort of England, dripping in French brocade and Betsy Johnson levels of youthful optimism. But upon arrival, our girl gets a rude awakening. The English court is not rolling out the red carpet. It's already occupied by Piers Gaveston, Edward's favorite. And when I say favorite, I don't mean BFF. Court whispers said Edward was besotted, giving his royal seal, castles, and necklaces intended for his queen to Gaveston. Isabella's bridal dowry got hijacked, her position sidelined, and the nobles, they're fuming. One chronicler even quipped, Edward treated Gaveston like a second queen. The French court sends nasty grams back to England, and Isabella's dad, remember Philip the Fair, starts sharpening his diplomatic knives. Gaveston's eventually exiled, then recalled, then murdered by angry nobles. And Isabella, she's biding her time, learning how to play a very dangerous game. Isabella gives birth to a son, future Edward III, because a girl knows how to secure her power. But Edward II's affections, they've just shifted to a new obsession, the Despensers, father and son. Hugh Despenser the Younger becomes the real power behind the throne, and he makes Piers Gaveston look like a gentleman. Sources say he was cruel, greedy, and made Isabella's life a living hell. He allegedly seized her lands, cut off her allowance, and blocked her from court. Oh, and imprisoned her allies. It's giving Desperate Housewife with a vendetta. Then, chef's kiss. Isabella flips the script. She heads to France in 1325 under the guise of diplomacy. But once there, she refuses to return. Scandalous. She sheds her royal wifely duties, like last season's coif, and starts cozying up to Roger Mortimer, a disgraced noble who'd escaped the Tower of London. Forbidden romance? Check. Military alliance? Double check. Together, Isabella and Mortimer gather forces, literally. They invade England in 1326. The Despensers, captured, brutally executed. We're talking flayed, drawn, and hanged. The young Despenser allegedly had his genitals hacked off first. A little too specific, Isabella. A little too personal. And her husband, Edward II, deposed, forced to abdicate, locked away in Berkeley Castle under very suspicious circumstances. Now here's the tea that really scorches. Edward II died in 1327. Official cause? Natural causes. But medieval England doesn't do chill retirements, and the rumors, they burn hotter than hellfire. One chronicle claims a group of men entered Edward's cell, held him down, and, brace yourself, shoved a red-hot poker up his royal exit. Supposedly, this method left no visible marks, preserving the illusion of natural death. Very on brand for a queen who knew her politics and her optics. But is it true? Most historians say probably not. The red-hot poker story doesn't appear until years later, and it might have been juicy anti-Isabella propaganda. Still, who invented that rumor? And why? Some think it was whispered by Mortimer's enemies. Others say Isabella herself may have leaked it as a warning. Don't cross this queen. But even power couples have expiration dates. And Isabella and Mortimer ruled through young Edward III. Things got messy. Mortimer styled himself like a king. Lavish banquets, titles, castles. He was doing the most. The nobility got itchy, and Edward III, growing up. In 1330, at 17, he staged a coup. Mortimer was captured and dragged from his bed in his nightshirt and executed for treason. And Isabella? She pleads for her life and is spared, but she's placed under castle arrest. Think royal house arrest with better tapestries. She lives out her days at Castle Rising in Norfolk, dressed in widow's clothes, praying, gardening, and sipping the dregs of her shattered legacy. But even in retirement, the rumors swirl. Some claim she went mad and believe she was still queen. Others say she kept a lock of Mortimer's hair in a jeweled locket, whispering to it at night. And one particularly spicy rumor insists she dabbled in the dark arts, visiting astrologers and conjurers to bring Mortimer back to life. Is that factual? Probably not. But is it iconic? Absolutely. So what do we make of Isabella? A wronged wife turned warrior queen? A manipulative murderess who killed a king and ruined a kingdom? Or a survivor who learned how to claw her way out of a gilded cage? French chroniclers call her the fairest of the fair, while English monks called her a Jezebel. Shakespeare gave her a cameo, of course, because no drama goes untouched, but centuries later historians are still arguing. Was Isabella a feminist icon in a wimpled disguise, or just a cautionary tale in a courtly culture? One thing's for certain, she's unforgettable. Whether she sent that poker, whispered that death order, or simply watched history burn around her, Isabella of France was the original royal disruptor. She didn't just spill the tea, she scorched the whole feasting hall. So next time someone says medieval women were passive pawns, pour them a chalice of she-wolf vintage and tell them this queen bit back. Was Isabella a grieving queen or a cold-blooded killer? Did she love Mortimer or just use him? And was that poker real or just the world's deadliest rumor? You can share your juiciest royal gossip with me at longlivethequeenpodcast@gmail.com. Slide into my DMs on Facebook or Instagram at Long Live the Queen Podcast. Or join the royal court at Patreon for extended episodes and bonus content and more gossip. Until next time, stay sharp, stay scandalous, and stay crowned.